Hello everyone, my name is Dell from True Essence Connection. Have you ever tried to do something and every time you try to do it, something happens to stop you from doing it? And the reason for me sharing that is, this is like the 6th or 7th time for me trying to do this video, because all the other times something happened. Either the earbud would fall out and I would try to grab it and hit the button and then a video will play or some audio will play, or I was recording and I was getting really into it and then boop, the camera just went off. So it's a lot of variable in events. Which is the perfect segue, because I couldn't even predict that was going to happen. It's had its intention, which is the title of the video, and I'm going to do the attention. How many times for me to do it? Because I am infinitely persistent, which is one of my declarations. So, the title is a question that I want to ask in this, because it's an honest question to bring awareness to yourself. So let me ask it. Are you afraid to die? Answer that truthfully. And whatever your truthful answer is to that, it's totally fine. Death is something in our current reality that is more present than it's ever had been before. Think about it. We have a global pandemic that's killing people and also getting people sick. We have wars going on in which people are dying. We have tension, racial tensions as well, in which people die. And just all other things as well, including people deciding to commit suicide due to their own mental struggles that they're having in their own life. It's definitely more rapid now than it's ever been. Whoever's watching this video, I'm pretty sure that either you or somebody you know had somebody transition within these past year, up close to 2 years now, that you weren't expecting to pass on. There's two things in our life that are guaranteed. One, we are birthed into this world. And two, we all are going to die. Now, what is unknown is when that's going to happen, how it's going to happen, or even what happens in between the birth to when we do decide to. What can happen is not bringing awareness to those two certainties we have in life. And we can live our life as if tomorrow's promised. Tomorrow is not promised for any of us. This next moment is not even promised for us. There are people transitioning on right now as I speak. There's people who just had their last breath and didn't know that was about to happen. I've bet if we knew exactly when we're gonna go, we'll probably try to live our lives differently. Well, potentially. This question that I asked to you guys was a question I asked to myself last year during my father passing last year, in which death came very close, closer than it's ever been for me. And it made me start to question it. What happens to my father after this? What happens to myself after this? What is the meaning of even being here? What is my meaning of being here? A lot of deep questions. And these type of questions, maybe we ask that, maybe we don't ask that. But that fear and asking myself, am I afraid of death? Truthfully, I got a truthful answer. It was yes. And why? Those were a numerous amount of reasons. One was this inner battle I was having with the belief about the afterlife. I was taught as a kid that there's only two options that happen in the afterlife. Either you go to heaven or you go to hell to get tortured. Hearing that at a young age can definitely get you afraid. Afraid to make mistakes in life. Afraid of doing the wrong thing. Afraid of judgment. But even then, there's this little voice that I start to listen more to now than before. And that is that entirely true? Is that what happens when we transition on? It's led me on a self-quest on my own to discover more about this, more about that, more about what happens. And also the question that I got asked is, or I asked myself and asked the universe as well, the universe, God, higher power, is what is the meaning of me being here? Am I doing what I'm meant to do here? Am I being how I'm supposed to be here? It led me on a journey to discover more about the creator of all this. Because it's like, if you are a part of a game, you want to learn more about the game, when you ask the architect of the game about the game. So for this example, the architect is God, source, universe, higher power, your understanding. Or even if you're an atheist, we can all come to this collective agreement about this one thing. There is a creator, a creative energy, whatever way you want to believe it, of all of this. Of you, of me, of everything. So, wouldn't it make sense to establish a relationship with that, to learn more about life and even afterlife? that's what I started to do. Started on this quest even deeper. I mean, I was playing in the shallow with it from the experiences that I had with plant medicine and things like that, of playing it a little bit. But the death of my father started to really allow me to go into the deeper end of this, because I want to know. I want to know that, one, I'm living in my truth in this moment and continual moments. And then two, knowing something about what happens in the afterlife. And also, like, am I really going to be punished by unconditional loving God? Even asking that question out loud just now, it's like, how can an unconditional loving energy being have conditions for you to receive his love or to even be with it when you transition on? Sounds very contradictory. And that's just my beliefs. I'm not trying to challenge anyone's beliefs. I just want to share mine, because I just want to share these thoughts and things that I am integrating for myself and my experience of just asking that, building a deeper relationship with this connected energy, and even searching for what matters. When we come into this world, we come in naked. We have nothing on us. Of course, we get stuff in this world from our parents and whoever gives us gifts and clothes and all these other things and experiences. But when we transition on, all those things are lasting memories. Those things that we have in between that we can deem so important in our lives become memories when we transition on, because we don't bring them with us. So coming to that realization, now I'm like, okay, what really matters? What really matters to me? And even think about that question for yourself. What really matters for you? If we come in here with nothing, we leave here with nothing, what really matters right now? I watched a couple of videos on YouTube as well about people who were about to transition on, and even had an opportunity to talk before the transition happened. And they said one of the biggest regrets that they had was not living a fulfilled life, continuing to think that they was going to have tomorrow to do it, they was going to have next year, they're going to have years from now to be able to do it. What, those things that deep in their passion, their soul was calling them to do, but then they held it off because of, I'll do that later. I'll do that when I'm able to retire, or whatever it may be. Whatever excuse it is. Or wait for the perfect time. And a lot of times with those type of people, and even a lot of people in the graveyard as well, is that perfect time that later on never comes. I thought about that. I asked myself the question, what am I doing with my life right now? And am I truly happy with what I'm doing in my life right now? Am I truly happy with the space that I'm in? Am I truly happy with myself? Am I truly happy with how I'm being in my life? And what do I want to leave in my life right now that I can be fulfilled with. That if I were to go, because I can go at any time, I would be at peace. And the answer came to me. What fulfills me is being able to serve. What fulfills me is establishing a deeper relationship with the creator of all of this. What fulfills me is showing to whoever also is curious about that, that's totally possible. That's very fulfilling. And also with tomorrow not being promised, with this next breath not being promised, it allowed me to really start to let go of stuff. Let go of experiences, let go of judgments for myself, judgment of others. Let go of shame. Letting go of the need to prove anything. There's nothing to be proved. But there's another moment to live. There's another moment to experience. It's another moment to be grateful, because a lot of us didn't even make it to it. Especially with all the stuff that's happening, in which any moment that could be it. We don't know. But this moment right here, if you're still here watching this, is another moment that we can make a choice. A choice to really start to focus on the things that really matter. And that could be for any one of us. And what matters for me is establishing a deeper relationship with something that's infinite, long-lasting, always expanding, and also always loving, because this creator of all of this loves all of us unconditionally. And it wants to show us that unconditional love. And no matter what we have done, no matter what journey we've been on, no matter how far astray we feel that we may be, this unconditional love and energy, this unconditional love and creator is always here for us. It's always willing to be here for us, always willing to give us that hand of unconditional love. We just got to reach out to it. And that right there is my new foundation. And it has really enabled me to just start stepping into relationships, experiences, and everything that I go through now from a different lens. A different lens of needing something to a lens of being with something. If you're afraid of dying, I hear you. But ask yourself honestly, what are you afraid of? Are you afraid of living an unfulfilled life? Are you afraid of holding things, holding experiences because you think that tomorrow is promised or the next breath is promised. It's not, like I said before. Now what do you want to do with it? Now that you can accept that, now what do you want to do with your life moving forward in each moment? It's your choice.